Hey, it's Sam, and I'm giving an update today on Prince William and Princess Kate, otherwise known as Kate Middleton, of the UK, and her health updates and what's going on with the royal family. I've been doing some updates on the eclipses and how the eclipse charts and the eclipses themselves show us deeper insight into the royal family and their nature. Again, I have some updates here on Prince William and Princess Catherine's, her health and their planetary cycles and whatnot. So check it out. Please like the video. Clicking like helps a lot more than you know. It pushes the video higher in relevant video searches. Also, please leave a nice comment. Comments also help more than you know as it raises the video in searches. Many times with hundreds of likes, there are only a dozen comments and they can be disproportionately negative. So be positive. Let me know if you like this. Even just a few words really help. So subscribe, ring the bell to get notified of upcoming videos. Okay, so as you see here at the top, I have Kate Middleton. By the way, I want to just go up before people start yelling at me. This is the independent publication in the UK, probably the UK's most popular or one of their most popular publications. And as it says, Kate Middleton, health history after Prince William misses memorial service, right? Prince William missed the memorial service. Concerns for Kate Middleton. I'm saying this because the last time I did an update on these, I got ripped a new one because I kept calling her Kate Middleton. And I said at the time, British press calls her Kate Middleton. So I do know she's Princess Catherine of Wales. I have utmost respect for her, the titles and whatnot, so lay off me, okay? Just to put that out there. All right, so now let's get to business. So as it says here, these are their charts, and particularly I wanted to look at hers because she is going through some intense dasha cycles here right now. And in particular, she's in Mercury Rahu cycle. And Mercury Rahu started at the end of 2021, so it's been quite a while. It's going until June. So since that time, she lost her mother-in-law. I think that's right around the time when Queen Elizabeth died. I don't remember the exact date, but it was since then. It was in 2022. And now she's in Mercury Rahu, and you could see Rahu is in the 12th house with her moon. Moon is her ruling planet. So Rahu in the 12th house shows it's literally the 12th house has to do with hospitals. That's one of the things. Hospitals, also foreign journeys, all kinds of things. And it's joined her ruling planet, the moon. Very important. Rahu is also the ruler of Jupiter because Jupiter is in Swati Nakshatra in her 4th house. And Jupiter is the 6th house ruler as well. So again, Rahu is the ruler of Jupiter, which is the 6th and the 9th house lord. So this is quite important because, again, the planets give the results of what they rule. And Rahu doesn't rule Rashis in this context, it rules nakshatras. And so any planets in Rahu's nakshatra, she only has one, and that is Jupiter. You're like, well, Jupiter what? That's good. Auspicious 9th lord. It's also the 6th lord. So Jupiter as the 6th lord in the 4th house is also being activated. Literally the 4th house, it has to do with our home, our heart, even things like breasts and whatnot. But again, we're looking at Rahu, and especially Rahu is going to give the results of the planets that it's joined and the houses that it's in. So again, Rahu has joined her ruling planet. So because it's joined the moon, and it's joined the moon in the 12th house, the first function that it gives is it affects her physical health, identity, all of that stuff. And again, you can see even how her identity and her roles have changed since Mercury Rahu, because since then, again, she actually literally, her identity and her role changed. Before that, she wasn't next in line to be the queen. She was the son of her stepfather, her father-in-law was Prince Charles. Now he's King Charles, and she moved up. So her whole identity has shifted and elevated. And again, when that happens, we let go of a previous identity. That's what the 12th house is, letting go of what came before. So this Rahu is a big cycle of letting go of things. It could be losing things, loss. So again, and Jupiter can often have to do with things like excessive growth relative to health problems, like she had abdominal surgery. And by the way, the abdomen is more related. It's not really the 4th house. It's literally like the 6th house, the place of like intestines and abdomen. And Jupiter rules the 6th house. And Jupiter also has to do with things like excessive growths. So maybe it was something like uterine fibroids, or something, again, abdominal, like excessive growth, like cysts on something. Jupiter also had to do with perhaps like the liver, something like that. Again, I have not sit there and poured over this to make this is my prediction, is she had uterine fibroids or a cyst on her liver or something. No, these are just indicators, just to let you know. But it's not surprising if it would be some kind of like growth that was perhaps removed surgically. And that's what the 6th house is. The 6th house is also about surgery. Make sure to get the 2024 Vedic Astrology Forecast. It's a free download. Just click the link, 2024vedicastrology.com, then give your name and email. Click yes, I want this now. Then you'll be able to register for the free video cast that's about an hour long. You just pick a time to schedule that. Then you go and check your email address. As you can see, it's sent 2024 forecast download. You click here to download the 2024 PDF. You see it looks really cool there. All 11 of the most important shifts. But then you can also get it for your sign, where I evaluate these 11 most important shifts for your sign, so you can stay connected all year. Don't drop out. Stay engaged all year. Surgery, or going in and removing problems. And 12th house is about letting go of things letting go, and even her sort of disappearing as she's in recovery. And that's what's happened. She's sort of disappeared from public life for a while. Again, that's what the 12th house is. It says exact details of the princess's condition have not been revealed, but the palace said previously it was not cancer related, and that Kate wished her personal medical information to remain private. Again, I'll just reiterate, this is a UK publication, and they're calling her Kate. I'm just saying this again, okay, because I really don't want to be hassled about it. And I think it's also fine, because they realize that she's an approachable figure, even though she's, has these royal titles. I think this is a real advantage of these young sovereigns to be. William called the Greek royal family to let them know he was unable to attend. This was the death of Crown Prince Pavlos, and Crown Prince Pavlos stood in for British heir to the throne, and was due to give a Bible reading because Prince William missed a memorial for his godfather, the late King Constantine. So again, this official thing was changed, and Prince William didn't attend this, and it said that it sparked concerns for Kate Middleton's health when he declined to go, but they said that they shouldn't be concerned about that. It says the palace reported Prince of Wales missed due to personal matter. However, they didn't elaborate further. In January, the Princess of Wales entered the London Clinic to have abdominal surgery for an unspecified condition. So again, it says here, during the Duchess of Cambridge, now they're calling her that, 3 pregnancies, she suffered with hyperemesis gravidarum, a condition which causes severe vomiting. To overcome the extreme sickness, she revealed in a podcast she resorted to hypnobirthing techniques of mindfulness and meditation. In the 2020 podcast, the princess told host Giovanna Fletcher. I'm not going to say that William was standing there sort of chanting sweet nothings to me. He definitely wasn't. I didn't even talk to him about it, but it was just something I wanted to do for myself. I saw the power of it, really, the meditation and the deep breathing and things like that. And they teach you in hypnobirthing when I was really sick. And actually, I realized that this was something I could take control of, I suppose, during labor. It was hugely powerful. Princess of Wales is said to be doing well as she recovers from the procedure. However, she will not return her official duties until after Easter. So she goes into Mercury, Jupiter in June, as I said. Royal correspondent Michael Cole told GB News, I think it is worrying. It has been made clear from an unnamed source that the reason for him pulling out has nothing to do with Kate. We do not know. I think it is unusual at the last minute. Kate will be under the watch of royal doctors and also benefit from the London clinic's aftercare with dedicated physiotherapists on hand with a personalized plan and video checkup at home with a nurse specialist on offer. NHS advice about recovering from abdominal surgery says that after a major operation with a large incision, it takes 2 to 3 months to be able to move around comfortably. But this will be quicker if the procedure was a keyhole surgery, so just a small one. It comes as Thomas Kensington, the husband of Prince and Princess Michael of Kent's daughter, Lady Gabriella Kensington, died suddenly at the age of 45, Buckingham Palace announced yesterday. So this man also died. Again, I don't know who all these people are. If you're a Brit, you probably do a lot more than me. But there are quite a lot of losses around the royals. I did hear about this death. So again, we can see this also in Prince William's chart. He's in Saturn Rahu. Now again, Saturn Rahu started, and since then now his father has been diagnosed with cancer. He's in Saturn Rahu until 2026. So again, he's in a major cycle right now of Rahu, and Rahu is, you see, it's up here in his 7th house. Just to reiterate, when both he and Kate were born, there was an eclipse. So Princess Kate was born on a lunar eclipse. You see the sun here and the moon here. While the lunar eclipse was happening, she was born. She was born right on the lunar eclipse as it was happening. You see this sun right on K2, and exactly opposite, the moon 23, the sun 25, exactly as the lunar eclipse was happening. Moon Rahu. So Rahu was eclipsing the moon when she was born in her 12th house. Moon Rahu for him as well, but it was a solar eclipse was happening, or it just finished or whatever. It was right past it, but it was Sun, Moon, Rahu. So both of them have Moon Rahu in Gemini, but he also has the sun there. So she was born 6 months earlier than him, January 1982. He was born June 1982. But his was a solar eclipse, and hers was the previous lunar eclipse. So these two are eclipse people, and Rahu is eclipsing both of their luminaries. His sun is being eclipsed by Rahu, and her moon is being eclipsed by Rahu when they were born. The eclipse season is really heating up, and I taught a free web class on this Rahu and Pisces, K2 and Virgo shift for you and your world. You want to check this out. As it says here, what does it mean for your sign and the house axis for you? Because this is going to affect you differently wherever Pisces and Virgo are. For the world, based on the past transits, are you ready? What will happen? What's going to happen next? It's very easy. You just click register now. You can select your event date and time. You can watch an instant replay or select a date and time to watch it. Enter your name and email address. As you can see, these are screenshots from the class. Even when I talked about the past history, I even mentioned when King Charles and Camilla were married. I mentioned when the Pope died. I mentioned a lot of things that you've heard me discuss recently. So again, this is a rare opportunity to sit back for an hour and understand how this nodal axis shift and these upcoming eclipses will affect you. So go ahead and check that out. It's free and a great opportunity for you to really check out this eclipse cycle. So again, these two, just as you've seen in the case studies that I've done, if you've actually been watching the case studies because you're interested in astrology and not just critiquing my nomenclature on the royals. then you'll see the fascinating case studies of how all of these royals were born on eclipses, near eclipses, also not only born near eclipses, but also died near eclipses, got married on eclipses, particularly King Charles. He was born on an eclipse, right near the eclipse, and then he was married on eclipses. His first wife died on eclipse again, so this is why him getting a cancer diagnosis now right near the eclipse, particularly right near the eclipse that happened. The last time this solar eclipse in Pisces happened is when he married Camilla. Now, right before that, he gets a cancer diagnosis. So this is why it was such alarms went up when King Charles was diagnosed with a cancer diagnosis. But again, when we look at Prince William, you see the huge shift that is happening with him. Saturn is here in his 10th house. Again, 10th house is pressure, duty, responsibility. And Rahu, he's in Saturn Rahu. Rahu has joined the moon in the 7th house. So again, the moon is, of course, it's the archetype of mother, but it's also the archetype of, especially in the 7th house, it's your partner. He's got Rahu in the 7th house. So again, for Prince William, this Saturn Rahu is very much pressure about the other people in his life, most particularly his wife, his spouse, because underneath it all, the 7th house mostly revolves around the deep, intimate connections we have. And first and foremost, if we're married, it's our romantic partner. So again, huge shifts for him. So it's very much about his partner and other people in his life. And that includes his father, because again, Rahu has also joined the sun, which is the indicator or the karaka of the father. So you see how much with William is implicit in this Saturn Rahu. And for Kate, more than anything, this is about this identity shift. Very much about this identity shift, because again, she's in Mercury Rahu, which started back before Queen Elizabeth died, her evolving identity, and now kind of this sort of escapist from the world, even being hospitalized and being anonymous and being hidden now, because that's what the 12th house is. And of course, when things are hidden in this day and age, it also leads to conspiracies and all kinds of stuff. People can't resist that type of thing. And so I'm not going to really indulge a lot of that kind of stuff in these updates. I'm very practical about these things. And so, again, if people want to get into all that in the comments or whatever, that's fine. But we can see how and why this is happening, and how Rahu ruling her Jupiter in the 6th house, Jupiter, the 6th house ruler in the 4th, is showing this, this intense, unpleasant, difficult situation that she's having to deal with. And we can see Prince William, her husband, has a lot of pressure right now, particularly with this Saturn in his 10th house. This public pressure, this public elevation of his duties and stature all of a sudden. And also this pressure with his wife as Saturn as Rahu is joined Moon in the 7th house. And he has the same, Rahu also rules his Jupiter in Swati. So for him, being in Saturn Rahu, it also, Rahu rules his Jupiter, which is his ruling planet, and his 4th house ruler, right? So that's getting activated now. Again, and the 4th house also has to do with, deep emotional intensity. And Rahu is also the ruler of Rahu in Ardra and the moon in Ardra. And I talked about this when I looked at the rulerships between King Charles and Prince William. Moon is also the 8th lord. So he's in Saturn Rahu, and Rahu is ruling the 8th lord, the moon. So that means that big changes and shocking changes and transformations are ahead for him, and that definitely could include death of a loved one and a close, person in his life. And again, I would not think it's his wife, but certainly we just saw the death. And again, we just saw one of the deaths, the death of this person, Thomas Kingston. You all can fill me in. Again, those who are from the UK, you can fill me in more on how close maybe the royals were to this guy. I don't know who he is, so sorry. But again, you could see the sudden, shocking death, change, transformation, and the feeling and realization that we're not in control. That's really what the eighth lord brings up. And so and the need to then establish control. So with Prince William, he's got a lot of planets joined, are being ruled by Rahu. Not to mention that Rahu is also activating this eclipse, because the moon was in Ardra when he was born. You see, for Kate, it wasn't. She has moon Rahu here, but the nakshatra was Punarvasu. For William, moon and Rahu were both in Ardra, and the moon is the eighth lord of change, transformation, which includes death, feeling out of control, and Jupiter, his ruling planet. So you see, Prince William has a lot of intense, heavy things on his plate right now. And one of them is he is concerned about his wife. By the way, I don't want to minimize it. It could be some serious things going on with her. Again, everything isn't life-threatening, but it could be like, okay, she needs to recover. She could have had some, pretty serious stuff with some, you don't have surgery because it's just, oh yeah, some little thing. No, that's always serious. We forget that we live in an era now where medical procedures are relatively safe, but it's always somewhat serious. There's always potential complications. So anyway, I just wanted to make this update because it's quite interesting, as these are people in the news, and I wanted to make this update, particularly since my eye's somewhat on this, and we're getting closer to the upcoming eclipse, and I saw that this friend just died also, and I've been keeping up on what's the scuttlebutt around Princess Kate, Catherine. Is she home yet, or what's going on? And I just saw this again. You see, this is an article from the Independent 16 hours ago from right now. It's still health history as Prince misses memorial service, and then the royal family are facing a string of health battles amid Thomas Kingston's sudden death. So again, you can tell me who he was. And then again, more about this, so how there's still the, speculation around what's happening here. So anyway, Godspeed to all of them and all of us, and may all beings everywhere be peaceful and happy. Om, as we say, Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be peaceful and happy. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel.